Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Mike Orkin. Today our first guest is a senior here at Cal State Hayward, also a business major, and also an entrepreneur. Rob Ludlow, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
And I see by your shirt that you are somehow connected with a company called Review'em.com.
That is correct.
And what exactly is Review'em.com?
That's the question of the hour, I guess you could say.
Yes, it is.
Review'em.com is a website designed for students and by students. For centuries, probably forever, students have been reviewing teachers verbally, and unfortunately this process has problems associated with it, and Review'em.com helps alleviate those processes by making it more effective and efficient for students to do what they're already doing, reviewing teachers. And we also have other tools, for example, an area where students can buy and sell their used textbooks.
Oh, so it's not just reviewing teachers.
Right.
Now, you say forever students have been reviewing professors verbally.
Mm-hmm.
They've also been doing it in writing in the old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was a student, which was in the old days, at UC Berkeley, there was a magazine called Slate,
mm-hmm.
which had a section in which professors were reviewed, but you had to go and get this magazine somewhere.
Sure.
This was many, many years before the Internet. So now you've sort of brought this idea sort of into the information age.
Sure, raised the standard from the old paper version and verbal version to the Internet-based.
So if you're a student here at Cal State Hayward, or in fact anywhere it seems,
mm-hmm.
you can go to Review'em.com and either look at reviews, hopefully for a class that you're interested in taking, or write your own review of a class that you have taken.
Exactly. We originally started at Cal State Hayward, and then since then we've received quite a few emails from students asking that we start the site at their school. So we've slowly branched out to the Bay Area, and we're debating right now how we're going to resolve the issues as far as going national.
Now, you've only been in existence for what, a few months?
About a year and 3 months.
Oh, year and 3 months. Okay, so on the front page of your website, you already got reviews from Cal State Hayward, Chabot College, Diablo Valley College, Ohlone College, San Jose State, UC Berkeley, and UC Santa Cruz. So you're really sort of starting to cover this San Francisco area.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Yeah, it must be. So now what exactly constitutes a review? What do you do?
Basically, a student from the front page of the site, they click on Make a Review, and they then click on the school that they're making a review for. There are a few form questions that they answer: the teacher's first and last name, the subject they teach, the course that they enrolled in, and then they give the teacher a overall grade A to F based on the overall performance of the teacher, including how well they communicated the subject matter and other important details. And then also we have been asked by students to include a section on how difficult the course was.
Uh-huh. So, in addition to that, can the student just sort of do free form stream of consciousness comments
mm-hmm,
about the
mm-hmm.
the
very last section on the form is free comments, where students are given relatively free rein to put general comments.
So this, in a way, part of the university structure is that all professors have to have their classes evaluated by students, and there are these official procedures in which students have to fill out evaluation forms, but they're always kept confidential, and only the faculty can look at them. This brings this to the Internet, and it's something that anybody can participate in.
Exactly.
Now, do you have any methods of quality control? For example, suppose somebody really likes a professor, so decides to do 20 reviews under different names.
Before we even began the site, we knew that would be an issue, that you would have both ends of the spectrum. You'd have students that were really excited about a professor and would want to give them as much praise as possible. Then you'd have some disgruntled students. And so we've put into place quite a few security features to help prevent those types of things. For example, a bad word screen that flags and removes certain words and certain characters. But one of the things I tell people that raise that concern is, just like the Internet, just like TV, books, other forms of information distribution, this website does have a little bit of a potential to be misused and abused. Fortunately, just like all those other things, it's the totality, the total effect that's positive that makes it worth keeping around.
There's one thing there was some other website that had nothing to do with reviewing classes. I think it was reviewing books or something, and they had some kind of a filter so that they wouldn't allow more than one review coming from the same email address. Do you do stuff like that?
We have similar. We use IP addresses and things like that to help filter out one person reviewing the same teacher, and and we do have individuals that look through the database to see, this one teacher has 15 negative reviews or 15 positive reviews all on the same day. That's a little bit, they're outliers, as you call them in statistics, that really throw up a flag.
Have you had any comments from faculty who either like or dislike the service?
Oh, of course. We've received a plethora of comments. Some teachers are unpleased with the service, but we've actually gotten some very positive feedback from teachers that really do like the service and have actually referred their students to the site.
Now, there's another type of service, not like reviewem.com, but in which students, and I forget the name, there are a couple of websites that has been quite controversial, where students go in and actually take notes in the class and post on the web basically the lecture notes. And that has gotten a lot of unfavorable review from professors because it's like copyright infringement almost. But that's not what you're doing. I just wanted to make it clear that this is not a website in which people can go to get lecture notes. It's a website where people can go to see what other students think about their classes.
Right, and one of the other exciting features is we actually allow instructors to make comments about the comments that are given to them.
So they can respond.
Right, so the comment that is for Mike Orkin, that's in one of those papers, you could go onto the site and comment saying, well, even though the student says that this is easy and it's easy A, it's only easy if you come to class and do these things. So we give the instructors equal forum as we give students, and I think that's key.
That is a good idea. You were mentioning me. I did teach a class in the fall quarter. I don't teach as much as I used to, but a business stat class, and I noticed I got an A rating by the one person who did it. However, so I agree with that, of course. Extremely good professor. I agree with that. Great examples related to business world. That's good. Now, the only thing I disagree with is they say that all you have to do is come and be a regular attendant to class and you'll get an A with no problem. And that I disagree with. So maybe I'll put up a note on the website about that. But otherwise, I think, of course, since they're complimenting me, that it's a good review.
Sure. And as a statistician, the law of numbers. The more reviews that you have, the better the results will be as far as being correct. And we've seen that. We've gotten a lot of feedback from students that say, hey, I'm taking this teacher, or I have taken this teacher, and boy, the reviews on this site are right on the money. Yeah,
well, contrary to to this review, which, like I say, I still like, there were a few people who probably wouldn't have that to say because they got poor grades and they did come to class. Another thing that you have that I find really interesting as a statistician, but I think would be interesting to anybody, you have actually charts of different grade distributions and things like that. Do you have that? Is that available on the site?
Yes, it sure is. In fact, we've designed it so you can get very specific and detailed instructions about pretty much any facet of the reviews. You can get it per school, per class, per teacher, lots of different variables. And as on this example right here, this is the total reviews for the site. And a lot of teachers are concerned, only disgruntled students.
Doesn't look like that.
Right, only disgruntled students will post reviews. And that's a lot of teachers' concerns. So we posted this saying, look, 50% of the reviews are A and A minus. Another 37% are C and above.
Yeah, I find that really interesting. So on the teacher grade distribution, what I have here that you've given me is for all of the reviews for all those different schools. Exactly. As you say, 50% of all the people who have posted reviews on this website have received an A or an A minus in the course they're reviewing. Those are not disgruntled students.
Right.
So it seems like, and in fact I would say, without having any actual statistics in front of me, that probably the overall the grade distribution for all students is probably somewhat lower than that. So I would say that it looks like the people who are coming to this website tend to be people who get good grades, not people who get bad grades.
And that's a really interesting. That's an interesting thing, and something we had discussed before is that it's a reverse bell curve distribution. Whereas teachers, when they give grades, it's a standard bell curve, and we're
sometimes
in most cases.
In theory,
right. But I'd be really interested in doing some kind of correlation to see why it is that the teachers, when they're reviewed, get a.
Yeah, I think I've seen some statistics on Cal State Hayward grades, and I just think that really the good students are the ones who are going to the website, which is interesting. I would have thought that disgruntled students would be the ones. Well, let's talk about another angle on this project, or I guess we should call it a company now, and that is .com companies have trouble staying in business just because there aren't too many ways to raise revenue. So what's your business plan? How do you bring in revenue to the site?
That's an excellent question. And from the beginning, I wasn't expecting this to be the next Yahoo, the next Amazon.com. It was something that I knew that was needed, and wanted to see if it was something that I could develop, and had a lot of success. As far as the business plan, we've done slow and steady growth, consistently, and we project that will continue. And as far as advertising on the site, we currently have national and local advertisers. Examples of the local advertisers are the Delta Chi Fraternity and Tri Sigma sorority that are here at Cal State Hayward that can advertise specifically to Cal State Hayward students.
But I see you have other big company advertisements in banner ads on the site. How do you get national ads on a local website? It's not. I guess no website's a local website, but a website that right now is mainly Bay Area schools.
Sure. In the beginning, it was very problematic just because we didn't really have the hits and the usage. And on one of the graphs that I printed out, it shows that we've had almost exponential growth since the beginning in January of 2001. So as soon as we started getting more and more hits, we were able to go to some individuals and saying, hey, we have very geographically targeted, age-targeted, education-targeted audience that we'd like to advertise to. And that's very rare on the internet to have such a very specifically targeted audience.
So there are companies that you can go to, like online companies where you can try to get ads?
There are a few different ways. One is there are some sites on the internet that tailor specifically to website advertising, and it's like an eBay for website advertising, where if I wanted to advertise, I could go post that I'm willing to advertise. And
I see. So then you can go to those sites and find people. How many people working on ReviewEm.com right now?
Well, as I said, I originally started the website on my own in January of 2001. About 3 months later, I was in a marketing class where I met a brilliant student who had a lot of programming experience, and he's devoted a lot of time, Sean Conklin, to the development of the site and has really helped bring it to where it is. In addition to that, we've had a lot of students saying, hey, this is great at Cal State Hayward. I'm transferring to another school, or my brother's going to Santa Cruz, Ohlone. What can I do to help out? So we say, hey, first thing is start reviews, because that's the key, is to get the reviews. And then once there are reviews, then we, postings around site and word of mouth. It's amazing to see.
Right. Yeah. Once you get reviews from a school, then students from that school are going to start looking at them, and so are faculty. We run out of time, Rob. Thanks a lot for being on the show, folks. www.reviewem.com. Really interesting new website in which, if you're a student, you can review your professors, or you can look at reviews of classes that you may wish to take. We'll be back after this.